Good afternoon, this is Rich, this is a Suffolk Crunch, and this is the Sunday stroll. It is blowing a gale. I hope you can hear me. I've got the selfie stick out, I've got the tech. So yeah, let's get into it. Ipswich yesterday at home to Everton, searching for an elusive first win in the Premier League. Town 17th, Everton 16th. Everton not having won away since December of last year, and along come Ipswich Town. So if we look at the lineups, a couple of changes for Town. Jacob Greaves is now injured. He's hurt his hamstring, so he's going to be out for a few weeks. So Cameron Burgess came in. Ben Johnson also went out of the 11 after West Ham. Dar O'Shea moving over to right back, and Luke Wolfenden making his 200th appearance for Town in at right back. And other than that, it was the same team against West Ham. So Phillips and Morsey in midfield, Davis left back, obviously Muric in goal, Amari in the 10, much to the Fisherman's annoyance. Wes Burns on the right, and Liam Delap leading the line. Everton, Pickford in goal, Mikalenko come back in at left back for them, Tarkovsky and Michael Keane in centre back from Ashley is young at Decore in the centre of midfield with Idrissa Gana Gay, Harrison, Dwight McNeil, and Jay, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin leading the line. Michael Oliver was the referee, first time at Portman Road. We'll get into him in a minute. And yeah, 15-minute delay to start with because of IT tech issues, meaning some people couldn't get into the ground. But yeah, 5 minutes in, Town, what a chance this is. And it's probably the best move of the game. Best bit of football that Town done all game. It's gone right from back to front, from the goalkeeper into Phillips, out to O'Shea at right back, into Amari, round the corner into Wes Burns. So one time Wes got behind Mikalenko and he lays it on an absolute plate for Jack Clark. 12 yards out, on the penalty spot, literally on the penalty spot, and he makes a right pig's ear of it. I'm not quite sure if it's hit his standing foot, but it goes at a horrible angle, and Town didn't have another chance as golden as that in the whole of the game. And it's just, like we say, in the Premier League, when you get these chances, you've got to stick them away, and unfortunately Jack Clark didn't. And then at the other end, Town make a mistake from across to the far post. I think O'Shea could probably head it out. Then Wes Burns, he should just put it into Rose Ed or just clear it. Tries to take a touch, doesn't control it, miscontrols it, and Jai lashes it into the top of the net. It's 1-0, and you're thinking, here we go again. You know, we started okay, and then Everton pretty much got on top. They did have a chance actually before at 0-0 when real poor bit of play by Calvin Phillips in midfield. It's bloody windy out here. Yeah, Calvin Phillips loses the ball. Well, it's a real poor pass back. Calvert-Lewin's through one-on-one with Muric. He does a really good save. But it's 1-0. Then a really big talking point. Now, I want everyone to get involved in the comments on this one, because I've watched it a lot and I still can't make up my mind. Jack Clark into the area, jinking, goes down under the challenge of Dwight McNeil. Michael Oliver, he's in quite a good position, points straight to the penalty spot. So you're hoping it's going to be a chance for Town to get back into the game. I think Liam Delap's ready to grab the ball, and then you can see Michael Oliver. VAR in the air. So the longer it goes on, in my mind, it's not getting given. And then he runs to the screen, which is the first time at Portman Road we've seen it, over by the Cobbold stand. It sort of pops up on a tripod and he's looking at it, does the little signal with his hands, and no penalty. So watching it back, and McKenna does reference this, and it's another one of those. So is it a clear and obvious error for VAR to get involved? Personally, he's given the penalty, he's in a good position. Is it soft? Yeah, it probably is, because I think Clark does probably kick the back of McNeil's leg, but he's come across him, so I'm not really sure where Jack Clark's supposed to go. And I thought, unless it's a clear and obvious error by the referee, you stay with your on-field decision. So unfortunately, Town didn't get the rub of the green. It's the first time we've suffered from VAR. You know, it's very frustrating at that time, because you think, yeah, this is an opportunity to get back into the game at 1-1, and we haven't really been playing that well, and then it's sort of taken away from you. So yeah, disappointing at that stage. And then not long after, the initial cross comes in. I think Jack Harrison, if Muric, I don't know if he did call, but if he calls, that's a regulation catch. The Burgess sort of heads it, gets a head on it, and it goes out for a corner. So that could have been avoided, in my mind. You think that was avoidable, but then you've got to do better from the corner. Initially we deal with it. It's the second phase when it goes out to Dwight McNeil on the edge of the box. Way too easy, which gets in between Clark and Delap. And then I think it's seeing in Phillips pops the ball through to Michael Keane from Will, used to play for Town, centre half. Absolutely lashes it left footed into the roof and then past Muric on his near post. Could he have done better? No, I don't think he can, because I just think it's the pace of the ball beats him. And it's 2-0 just before half time. It's not like when we were in the Championship last season and we can come back from being behind in these games. 2-0, you're thinking second half, hopefully you can come out and you can maybe get an early goal, get the crowd involved. But I thought they sort of coped really well, Everton, for the first 15-20 minutes. Town made some subs. Chaplin come on, Harry Clark came on, Premier League debut for him. Spoddick's come on first. Jack Taylor in the midfield replaced Calvin Phillips, and yeah, look, we huffed and puffed, but we never blew the Everton house down, did we? We had 2 shots on target in the whole game, and I think they were ones that Jordan Pickford really could throw his cap on. And yeah, Town slipped a defeat, 2-0, still just outside the bottom 3 as we speak this afternoon. Obviously you got Wolves City at 2, and then tomorrow it's Forest at home to Palace, so obviously games there that involve Town. But yeah, I would say it was a really flat performance yesterday. You're hoping there's going to be a reaction after the West Ham game. We've obviously had a 2-week break. A lot of players have been away. You've had to make changes at the back, I know that. But I don't think we can keep making excuses that it's still a new team. We still want to gel. Premier League's very harsh, and I think we're finding out now that we've got some really good players, but are they Premier League level? Not at the minute. They've got to learn very quickly to get up to speed, but you've played 8 games now and you still haven't won, and the longer it goes on, the confidence drains away. I think yesterday they looked a bit, was there a lack of confidence? I know players and managers, they can talk, oh no, it's real good, the confidence still there in the group. Saying it is one thing. Yesterday it looked a team that were a little bit bereft of confidence. We don't create a lot of chances, and when you don't create a lot of chances, you really have to keep the back door shut. And it's now 6 goals scored, 16 conceded, and a lot of them goals conceded, I think we can all work out that they're all a lot of them of our own doing. And if you keep defending like this, it's going to end in one way, and it's going to end in relegation. I don't want to be doom and gloom because we're only 8 games in, but for me, the writing is on the wall a little bit. Obviously we go to Brentford next week, very tough game. And you've got Leicester at home and then Spurs away before the next international break, and that'll be then 11 games gone. We could easily go into 11 games gone without having a win, and that would be worrying, and that would be, you know what's coming. The writing's on the wall a little bit, so we just got to stay confident as a fan base. This is where we all wanted to get. Have we moved too quick as a club over the last 2 seasons? You know, I said that from the start. It might be a case of going back down to come up stronger the next time, because it's massive change. It's 12 signings. Not all of them are going to work. I know people who have their thoughts on signings and should we have maybe stuck with some of the players that got us here. Do we go back to some of the players that got us here? You know, your Chaplins, your Broadheads, your Harry Clarks, possibly. But it's now injuries are biting. Obviously Greaves is out for a while, Ben Johnson, Axel Tuanzebe, and then you've got Mass and Jens Kajust in the midfield. They're out, so injuries are biting, and it always sort of seems, doesn't it, when you're struggling, you seem to pick up injuries. Last season, the last couple of seasons when we've been doing well, we have been pretty lucky, I think personally, with on the injury front. So you just got to, we just got to stick with it. Social media, bit of a shit show last night. You know, look, everyone's got an opinion on the game. I think you just need to be a bit respectful to players. Don't forget what they've done for this club. And you've even heard talk about is McKenna under pressure and all this nonsense. As far as I'm concerned, Kieran McKenna could lose every single game this season. It wouldn't affect, in my thinking, what he's done for our football club, and whatever happens, we're going to be in a better position come the end of the season if it means staying in the Premier League or going back down to the Championship. You know, we're still going to be in a much stronger position financially. Obviously we've got plans for the training ground that's going to go ahead. 30 million they're going to spend. They've and if people haven't seen, they've purchased the land behind the Cobbold, so there'll be plans in place sooner or later to replace that stand, which is going to be another massive operation, but that does need to go because it's old and it's tired. But yeah, look, I don't want to be too downbeat on this Sunday. You're a bit downbeat coming out the ground last night because you're thinking it's a team who's struggling down with us. But if you look at last season, Everton would have finished 12th if they hadn't had all their points deductions. People need to realise Everton are an established Premier League team, never ever been relegated. They're probably going to be a mid-table team this season. Did they have to work hard to beat Town? Probably not. You know, thought Calvert-Lewin was outstanding up front. If he'd had his shooting, somebody had a couple of goals. Garnagay and Decore run the midfield. They look pretty strong defensively, but take a little look through the Town team. I think Muric, probably Town's man of the match. If it wasn't for him, we probably could have been on the end of probably a heavier defeat. 2 1-on-1 saves from Calvert-Lewin, and another save from Calvert-Lewin in the first half. I thought he'd done all right. He had a decent game defensively. Dar O'Shea, not a right back for me, no chance. We didn't sign him to play right back. You got Harry Clark fit now. He should come in next Saturday at Brentford. Your centre backs, I thought they're okay. Okay's not good enough in this league. It was Cameron Burgess' first Premier League start. Thought he'd done all right. He headed it, he cleared it, but not as good on the ball as Jacob Greaves. Wolfenden was okay, but I thought he got a little bit bullied. I don't think he won an aerial challenge with Calvert-Lewin. I think he had him in his pocket. Calvert-Lewin did yesterday. Midfield 2, I thought we really struggled in the centre of the park yesterday. Morsey's been brilliant, but I just don't know if Sammy's got the legs for Premier League football week in, week out. I'm not writing him off because I'm a massive Sam Morsey fan, but I think he struggled, and I don't think he was helped by Calvin Phillips. I mean, you've come in, you used to play for England, you played in the Premier League, you've been to Man City. struggled for me, and obviously he was replaced by Jack Taylor. In the free, Wes Burns. Thought he had a poor game, Wes. I think he's really struggled so far in the Premier League. Amari, you'd probably say he played his best football when he went out to the right when Wes went off. He looked a bit of a threat out there, so that's probably where, well, the majority of Town fans would say that's where they want to see Amari Hutchinson playing, off that right hand side, coming in on his left foot. So we'll see what happens going forward. Jack Clark, I think he needs a goal. I think he's a good player. Some people might say he's a little bit of a luxury player, which I think is a fair comment. But if the goal goes in after 5 minutes, changes the game. It boosts his confidence. But personally, next week, I don't know if McKenna will do this. You know, they did keep saying this is what cost Burnley in the end, because Vincent Kompany just stuck to his way of playing. Do Town change up to a midfield three, which I've said all along, especially away from home. I think we need to be a bit more respectful of the opposition on the road. If we're going toe to toe with some of these teams, we're going to come out with bloody nose more times than we're not, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I'd add another midfielder in there, probably Taylor. I don't know when Caduce is going to be fit. I think Mass is going to miss these games up to the international break. And then I'd probably go Hutchinson on one side. Sammy Smodic's probably on the left, away from home, and then the lap through the middle. But yeah, yesterday I thought the lap obviously worked hard again. He always does, but he was getting a little bit frustrated there towards the end. A couple of fouls, probably might have picked up a yellow card. But yeah, we did brighten up when the subs come on. Chaplin looked bright. They've done the short corner, which we've been successful for before, but he didn't really get hold of it. If he's playing week in, week out, Connor might have scored there. He might have got a bit better connection on it. But yeah, overall, a real disappointing day for Town. Bit of a flat performance. We just have to see next week when we go to Brentford what we get. But I think we just need to go there and be a little bit harder to beat and stop gifting goals. So we can't keep giving goals away, especially if we're not scoring many and creating many. But yeah, anyway, cheers for watching. Please, obviously, always hit the like, subscribe as usual. We've had a massive influx of subscribers this week, numbers going through the roof. So many thanks to everyone who's got involved in that. But yeah, as always, share with your friends, and see you on the next show.